component of our expert system is the knowledge base. So the knowledge base, it is a type of storage that stores the knowledge which is acquired from the different experts of a particular domain. It is considered as a big storage of knowledge. So the more the knowledge base, the more precise will be the expert system. It is similar to the database that contains the information and the rules of a particular domain or a particular subject. So one can also view the knowledge base as a collection of objects and their attributes. Like if we talk about the object, let us take a very simple example, that consider that lion. Lion is an object. Now the attributes of the lion are that it is a mammal. It is not a domestic animal, etc. So these are the various attributes of our object. Similarly, if we talk about a ball, if we want to use our knowledge base and we're talking about one object, that is a ball. So the various attributes of the ball can be the size of the ball, the color of the ball, the purpose of using that particular ball. So ball is going to be our object, and various attributes like its color, like its size, these are going to be the attributes of that object which is a ball. So now talking about the knowledge base, there are basically two components of the knowledge base. One is going to be the factual knowledge. Another is going to be the heuristic knowledge. So factual knowledge, the knowledge which is based on the facts and which is accepted by the knowledge engineers. It comes under the factual knowledge, which is based on certain facts that yes, this is a fact, that we can say sun rises in the east. So it is a fact. So this is the knowledge base which works on the basis of certain facts which are already known and which are accepted by the knowledge engineer. So this works on the factual knowledge. Another is the heuristic knowledge. So the knowledge, it is based on the practice, the ability to guess, to evaluate and to experience. So the knowledge which is gained from the experiences, which comes on the basis of practice. So that comes under the field of heuristic knowledge, that is gained by learning. Every day, like humans, we gain certain knowledge by learning few things. So that is a form of heuristic knowledge. So these are the basic three components of our expert system, in which the very first one we have seen is a user interface. So user interface, it is going to be the component which is used by the user to interact with the expert system. Whenever there is a person or there is a user who has certain query, he will send this query using the user interface. And now, depending on the query which is being raised, it will be provided to the inference engine. Now this inference engine will use the knowledge base, which is the storage of the knowledge, and will apply various rules, various calculations will be performed using that inference engine, using that knowledge base. And this inference engine will do all the processing work in the form of backward chaining or in the form of forward chaining. And now this inference engine, what will it do? It will provide this result back to the user interface, and it will be provided to the user. So the three components are the user interface, the inference engine, and the knowledge base. Talking about the importance of expert system. Why is this expert system so important? Very first one is no memory limitation. Like we humans, if there's a person who is an expert into certain field, he still have that limitation of memory. But when we talk about the expert system that we have built artificially, which can work in the very similar way the human expert they work, which can provide us with the conclusion in the very similar way any human expert would provide us. So that will be in this, the expert system, which is being produced artificially, it has no memory limitation. It can store as much data as required and can memorize it at the time of application. But for the human expert, there are some limitation to memorize all things at every time. For any human being to recognize a thing, to memorize a thing, all the time, every time, it is not possible, and this limitation on the memory. But when we talk about the expert system, there are no memory limitation. We can store as much data as we want. Second is, why is this expert system important? It is highly efficient. If the knowledge base it is updated with the correct knowledge, then it provides a highly efficient output which may not be possible by a human. So if we keep on updating our knowledge base, from where the knowledge is getting extracted, if we keep on upgrading it, we keep on inputting more and more data, more and more knowledge into it, so in that case it is going to deliver us highly efficient output. So obviously it is highly efficient. Third is the expertise in a domain. There are a lot of human experts in each domain, and all of them, they have different skills, they have different experiences, so it is not easy to get the final output for a query. But if we put the knowledge that is gained from the human expert into the expert system, then it provides an efficient output by mixing all the facts, by mixing all the knowledge. So we can have an expertise in the domain, because we can gain the knowledge, or we can store the experiences of various human experts together, and we get, by mixing all these facts, by mixing all this knowledge, we can attain efficient output. So it definitely provides us an expertise in the domain using the knowledge of various human experts together. Then another important thing is, it is not vectored by humans. If you're talking about any human expert, so every time at all the time a human expert, though he has knowledge in that particular field, but all the time he cannot utilize, he cannot use, he cannot memorize all that knowledge, because we human, we are affected by our emotions. When we talk about these systems, they are not affected by human emotions like fatigue, like anger, depression, anxiety, etc. Hence the performance remains constant. We as a human, though a person, he is an expert into the field, but at some point of time he may suffer some form of anxiety, some form of anger he may suffer, and will not be able to provide the correct output at all the time. While when we talk about these expert systems, their performance, it remains constant. They do not suffer, they do not get affected by any kind of emotion. Talking about the security, these expert systems, they are highly secure. These systems, they provide high security to resolve any query. Any query can be resolved, and they provide us with the high security. So that is another positive point about the expert system. Another important point about the expert system is, it considers all the facts. To respond to any query, it checks and it considers all the available facts and provides the result accordingly. But it is not possible that a human expert, he may not consider some facts due to some reason. We human, we can be biased at some point of time. These biasness, though we do not want, but our results, our output, what we tend to give, they are dependent on our biasness that we inherit from our society, from maybe from our religion, maybe from the area where we live. But these expert systems, they are away, they are not affected by any kind of biasness. They consider all the facts, So to respond to any query, it checks and considers all the available facts and provide the result accordingly. Another important point about the expert system is regular updates. It improves the performance. If there is an issue in the result which is provided by the expert system, we can improve the performance of the system by updating the knowledge base. Since all the knowledge it is coming from the knowledge base, so we should keep on regularly updating it. And after regularly updating, we can definitely going to improve the performance of the expert system. So these are the few important points about our expert system. It is not affected by the emotion. It is highly secure. It is highly efficient. It considers all the facts. Regular updates. It will improve the performance. So these are the few things why we are using our expert system into various fields nowadays rather than hiring any human expert for the same purpose. Then talking about the capabilities of the expert system. What all can our expert system do? The very first capability is the advising. It is capable of advising the human being for a query of any domain from a particular expert system. So the very first capability of our expert system is advising. It is capable of advising the human being for the query of any domain from the expert system. Second, it provides us with a decision making capability. It provides the capability of decision making in any domain, such as for making any financial decisions, decisions in the medical sciences. So any kind of field we can take, whether we are talking about the financial decision, we are talking about the medical science decisions, we are talking about building some construction work, any kind of thing. So it will provide us with the decision making capability. Third, we can demonstrate a device. It is capable of demonstrating any new products such as its features, its specification and how to use that product. So using our expert system, we can do demonstration of any new product, any new devices. We can demonstrate the features of the devices, the specification of that device or how to use that device. So this kind of demonstration it can be done using the expert system. Then we have the problem solving. Our expert system, it has a problem solving capability. It has a capability to solve the day-to-day problem or problem of any particular field. So it definitely provides us with the problem solving capability. Then we have explaining a problem. It is also capable of providing a detailed description of an input problem. It will provide you with the explanation of the problem. If certain problem is being raised, it will provide you with a solution and it will explain you the whole set of problem that how this particular solution has been reached. So it will definitely explain the whole set of problem to you. Then interpreting the output. It is capable of interpreting the input which is given by the user. It can interpret the input too. Then predicting result. It can be used for the prediction of the result. The result that we are going to reduce for anything. So that prediction can be done with the help of expert system. Then diagnosis and expert system. It is designed for the medical field which is capable of diagnosing a diseases without multiple components as it is already contains various inbuilt medical tools. So this expert system it is capable for the diagnosis in the field of medical also. So these are few of the capabilities of expert system. It can perform, it has the capability of advising, it has the capability of providing the decision making. It has the capability of demonstrating a device. It has the capability of solving our problem. It has the capability of explaining a set of problem. It also has that ability of interpreting the result with the help interpreting the input. Then It can also predict the result. Then in the field of medical, the various diagnoses which are required in the field of medical for checking out the various diseases which are being spread nowadays. So it is this expert system, it is capable of doing that also. So these are the few capabilities of the expert system.